crossing as we continue the look, as we continue with the week ahead reading. Okay, so we begin with the Maori Tattoo Tarot, Maori Oracle, should I say, sorry. The Maori Oracle. And so the first card that we pick out is the, here we have the Kakahu, which is the Maori cloak. Purpose: by looking ahead you can work your way through what must be done now. When a weaver sits down to make a kakahu, it is a sacred act, more often for a member of her hapu, really for herself. She knows that she has many months of work ahead of her, involving many processes and observing many traditions. Harakiki, New Zealand flag, is flax is collected and soaked, stripped, beaten, rubbed and bleached in the sun to become muku, a fine soft fibre. Sometimes the muka is dyed to provide coloured weaving material for the cloak and its decorative borders. Creating the dyes also takes a considerable amount of time. After all the preparation has been done and the materials gathered, the weaving begins, and when the weaving is done, the blessings begin. In the old days, the wearing of a cloak was certainly about prestige, but mostly about survival, providing warmth in the cold months, an advantage in battle. A closer weave shows a sharp blade. A weaver also knows that the cloak will not remain with the person for whom it is made. It will be passed down through the whānau family for generations to come. So when the weaver weaves a kakahu, she weaves with the purpose and dedication of providing for the generations ahead. If a weaver was to set her mind on only the tasks ahead of her, the process of making a kakahu would come to feel monumental and overbearing. But instead, by seeing the completed kakahu in her mind, the work becomes a thing of joy. Okay, so let's begin with the Maori or Tattoo Tarot. So just give me a minute. To shuffle the cards. And we begin with first card is the Chief of Wands. Okay. So that's where we're starting from here with the Chief of Wands. So Chief of Wands to me is about that new adventure that he's, takes a practical look at dreams and goals, adventure, passion. Can talk about a bit of a player, and so we've got that sense of being with purpose as you look ahead. So the venture, the possibilities of what it could be. Definitely feels like we're sort of diving into the Chief of Wands here as we look at the adventures, the possibilities, having that passion, that creativity in where we're going and what we need to do towards our life purpose here. Next we have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is those battles, those challenges that might come along in the situation here. So we're looking at the battles, the conflicts, all about that purpose that we're working towards here. So there are those challenges. Next we have the Eight of Swords. So about limiting ourselves. So maybe allowing ourselves to feel like we're unlimited. We're unlimited in our purposes and where we want to go. Okay, so the next card here is about don't restrict yourself. Here we have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is taking that moment to review, to reflect, to think about where we're going on this journey. Where are we? What's going on? We're having this moment to take. Okay, as we continue with the Three of Wands here, we're looking at taking a moment to pause, to reflect, to look at where we're going in our life, looking at what we've achieved so far towards our purpose, and where we're going to next, of course. You know, where are we headed next? It's reminding us what are our goals in regards to our purpose, our life purpose. Next, we've got Ten of Wands. So we might feel as though things are sort of weighing us down. We might feel we're a bit heavy with the situation going on, but it also reminds us to sort of push ahead, have that sense of commitment towards our life purpose, to where we're headed, to what we need to do for ourselves, having that commitment. Next, we have the Moon. So what are we afraid of in this path as we move through different phases of the cycle, different cycles, as we sort of move ahead, maybe not letting our emotions get the best of us at times. Maybe we might think that we're a little bit of afraid of what's going on. There could be a little bit of emotional stuff happening as well. And so there is that sense of towards our purpose, looking what weighing us down, what are we afraid of, you know, what's that heavy thing that's going on. So it might be really important with the Seven of Swords to really sort of stand in our own power, to take back what we feel is being taken from us in regards to our purpose and where we're headed. You know, we might feel as though we just need to take a moment to sort of take a breath and look at what's being taken from us and stand in our own true power. As we look at the Two of Swords here, we have that sense of finding ourselves maybe at a bit of a crossroads, unsure in which direction to go. We're trying to find a sense of inner peace within ourselves as we move towards our life purpose. Okay, and so the last card we have here is the Five of Swords. And so the Five of Swords is again that feeling of winning the battle, a sense of feeling like we've achieved something, even though at times we might feel as though we're defeated. Maybe we're not quite, you know, we're feeling we're quite heavy. We're looking for new adventures, new possibilities in regards to the purpose that we have in our life, but yet we feel as though there are some challenges to this. We've got to take a moment to pause, to reflect. There is that sense of really trying to overcome this feeling of like everything's overwhelming, maybe something's a bit too much, maybe there's been some quarrels, some disappointments, some disagreements in our life. So that could be something that we are really looking at this time here. So I think that's really important to sort of think about, to reflect on, to decide which direction we're actually moving into here. Okay, so with the Māori Oracle, we've got one last card we want to do. Okay, so let's take a moment to take a breath, take a moment to reflect on that things are challenging for us at this time as we move towards our purpose and what we want. Okay, the last card we have here is Rata, ancient hero. Respect where respect is due. Rata was a man who lived in ancient times, long before the Māori migrated to Aotearoa. He is symbolized by Titoki, the axe, for it was his task to build the Reiki, a wakatau war canoe. Legend says that a great Totra was chosen for the waka, but Rata failed to ask the permission of the owner of the tree, Tani Mahuta, the god of the forest. 3 times he felled the tree, and 3 times the tree was restored to the forest, as if his axe had never touched its bark. The 3rd time Rata had to see how the tree was being restored. It was birds, the creatures, and the spirits of the forest who restored the tree. And when their work was done, Rata confronted them. They asked him by what right had he felled the tree, and demanded that he make reparation. Guided by relatives, Rata appeased the forest god and his children, and the canoe was allowed to go ahead. So in saying that, it's all about where, you know, making sure that Okay, continuing with looking at your at the life purpose, respect where respect is due. You've got that sense of, as he says, he's been guided by relatives, Rata appeased the forest god and his children, and the canoe was allowed to go ahead. So it's about, when you're going towards your life purpose, it's about respecting those around you as well as yourself. As you're going through the difficult times, the challenges, there might be some quarrels and things like that. It really is important to have that respect for those around you. That seems really, really important there. Okay, so that seems to be sort of the message as we go towards our life purpose this week. It really is about dealing with the conflicts, the challenges, how do you choose to react to the situation, and respecting not just yourself but those around you as well is super important, and respecting yourself as well. Okay, so that's for the week ahead reading. That's it from me. Take care and blessed be.